All right, let's move on to the Brewers Dodgers. Arcia hits a 2-run home run that just really got me. Really affected me. The guy's got the worst WAR in the league. He hits a 2-run shot to cost me cash. I was upset. And moving forward, Buehler's finger is affecting him, and it's a splitter, right? He could only throw 6 splitters yesterday. That's going to be tough on Walker Buehler, and we got to keep an eye on that moving forward. 86 Fahrenheit clear, 3 miles per hour to left center. Woodruff, Kershaw. Woodruff 3-5, 3.05 ERA, 0.99 WHIP, 91 Ks, 73 2/3. And Clayton Kershaw 6-2, 2.16 ERA, 0.84 WHIP, 58 1/3, 62 Ks, 8 walks. What happens to Clayton Kershaw come playoff time? Why don't we start with just Kershaw before we break down the rest of this? 9-11 in the postseason, 4.43 ERA for a first ballot Hall of Famer. You're a Dodgers fan. What are your expectations of Kershaw come October?
I mean, yeah, I think what I want as a Dodger fan is for Kershaw to be treated as any other pitcher, and the fact that he hasn't been in the playoffs is what's led to this huge ERA. You look at the Cardinals, what the Cardinals were able to do when with Don Mattingly still at the helm. Kershaw will bully them into throwing a couple more innings and will get lit up, and that's what I don't want to see. Conversely, when we had Rich Hill on the mound throwing perfect through 5 and they yank him. I want him to be treated the rest of the same. But here, this season with Clayton Kershaw, this guy's a man on a mission, here to prove the naysayers wrong. He dipped in velocity last year, brings that velocity right back this year. And he's looked really dominant, 2.16 ERA, 0.84 WHIP, and he pitches really well here at home. So that's something that I expect him to pitch well against the Brewers lineup that really doesn't scare me, especially got Ryan Braun coming out of the game. Don't expect to see him. They said he'll be day to day. That's what Counsell said, but I mentioned it yesterday. Craig Counsell doesn't seem to want to divulge any information to the media.
Yeah, that was well put. I don't expect Braun to be in the lineup. Al Max says Kershaw will roll. Brewers are terrible. Dodgers -2.5. Ragu says the Dodgers curse will be in effect after this series. I don't see how. I think this is a perfect opportunity for Kershaw to get a little confidence. This Brewers team, 223, 702 OPS versus lefties. I just feel like he can get after him. Why don't we take a look at exactly what the lineups do against Clayton Kershaw? They're hitting 305 with 856 OPS against him. Avisail Garcia. Oh, that's just. Avisail Garcia, 4 for 4 against him. Christian Yelich, 9 for 18 against him. Ryan Healy, 2 for 3. Wow, 305 with 856 OPS against him. And that's Braun is just 268, 676 OPS. He doesn't even have the big bat against him. Do those numbers surprise you?
I mean, a little bit, but the batting average is not the end all be all. Ultimately runs on the board is what matters. So batting average doesn't really scare me, especially here in the big game at home. I expect Kershaw to pitch well today.
Cash Jackson says Kershaw will shine tonight. That playoff hoax is off his shoulders. Wow. All right. Well, let's see what the odds are giving us. This total first 5 is sitting at 4. Full game. This is a -225 for Kershaw. Is moved to -240, and the full game totals at 7.5. Can Woodruff get through this dangerous Dodgers lineup?
Yeah, I really like Brandon Woodruff. I thought he pitched really well, specifically down the stretch in the month of September, 2.25 ERA. And you look what he was able to do in his last start. It was a key moment for that ball club going against St. Louis. He goes 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 10 Ks, just 1 walk. That's the capabilities that he has. He has the stuff to be very dominant, and that's what he's shown here in the last month of September. And I expect him to come in here into Dodger Stadium and pitch well as well. This is a pitcher's ballpark, considered one of the best mounds in Major League Baseball. and I expect him to feel very comfortable here, and I expect him to pitch well. Something that I think I made a mistake yesterday, and I was sitting here talking about it and how I trusted this Milwaukee Brewers bullpen. I talked about it, and then the Dodgers bullpen. How can you not? They're the best in the major leagues when you look at ERA, and so I think a little overlook. I think yesterday and taking. I feel I should have took the full game, and that's the angle that I'm going to attack here. I think we have some really good pitchers going for both sides here, and I like the total to go under 7.5.
Yeah, I think that was the chance the Brewers had last night. The Brewers bullpen is not that deep. They just have high-end talent. 4.17 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 216 average against 32 home runs allowed. So you are on the full game under 7.5.
Yeah, I took the full game under 7.5, and not just the pieces that they have. Jimmy, is something that I talk about with the Rays is the way that Craig Counsell was quick to go to the bullpen. You won't see the mistake like the A's made last night that he's just going to leave him out there when he doesn't have the stuff. The Brewers don't play that. You will have to do your mandatory 3 outs, I guess, if they have to. But other than that, I don't see them leaving guys out there, and I think he manages the bullpen really well.
Well, I'm going to still stick with the first 5 under. I feel like this game could get away from them. So you think Woodruff has enough stuff to slow down this Dodgers offense against righties?
Yeah, I mean, you look at with the Dodgers yesterday. I mean, you look at their 4 runs, but I mean, 2 of those runs in the beginning of the game were gifted. So the bats aren't really that hot right now, and being in the playoff atmosphere, I really like Brandon Woodruff. The guy has elite stuff, and he could be an elite pitcher, and I expect him to pitch really well here. They need him, and they needed him before, and he stepped up, and I expect him to step up here again.
Brewers, Dodgers, first 5 under 4 for me. Full game for Nolly, nose. Full game under 7.5. And that takes us back to the Reds, Braves, whether I pull the trigger on this under.